Live from Amarillo, working in the Panhandle spirit, ABC 7 News Weekend starts now.
Good Saturday evening, everyone. We continue to track that large band of snow that continues to flood in over the southeast Panhandle. You can see the darker blues really focused down around Swisher County, parts of Briscoe and Donley County, getting in on some of that really heavy snowfall. That's where those snow rates could be over 1 inch per hour. We're still dealing with some snow here in Amarillo. It's just much lighter in nature. You don't have to go very far northwest and you're actually out of the snow band. And that's something that we're going to have to monitor through the rest of tonight. It's possible that the breaking point between snow and no snow kind of dances right along the Highway 60 corridor. So at times could be dealing with some accumulating snow, and other times maybe not so much, at least here down the Highway 60. You can see we still have some moderate snow falling around Clovis and Portales. It looks like that dry air about 15 miles to the north and west, but we will continue to watch to see how this progresses. A lot of our models do have this backfilling northwest at least a little bit tonight. And so we'll probably continue with the light accumulations here around the Amarillo area in Bushland and areas further southwest just to the northwest of Hereford and south of Vega. This is a live look over in Friona. You can see snow still falling out there, still accumulating. That's going to be the case for much of tonight down there in Palmer County. And then let's take a look over in Castro County. The snow, similar conditions over in Dimmitt, and something that will probably continue for the next 8 to 12 hours. We did see that snow transition about an hour and a half ago over in Childress, and it's snowing very hard. Visibility there less than a quarter mile. The wind, fortunately, not super strong, but you can see those flags flying out there. So there is at least a breeze. Just make sure that you are driving with caution. It's all-wheel drive, not all-wheel stop. So make sure you are slowing down or coasting to those stop signs and those stop lights. This is Hereford over there by the Walmart. You can see they've got some snow continuing to accumulate down there. And we'll also take another look over in Bushland where we've got some lighter snow off to the west of Amarillo. Let's take a look at those temperatures. It is 5 degrees right now in the Yellow City. Our daily record minimum high temperature is actually 16. We blew that one out of the water. I don't think we got above 7 this afternoon. So that'll be a new record for us here in the record books. Dalhart and Borger also set new daily record low temperatures, and we're waiting to see if Amarillo potentially does so as well before we get to midnight tonight. Wind chills, they are bone chilling. -10 is what it feels like here in Amarillo, -13 over in Perryton. It's not as bad in eastern New Mexico, but still very uncomfortable to be out there for an extended period of time. If you do have to be out and about checking on the livestock, or again just stepping outside for a period of more than 5 or 10 minutes, make sure you dress in several layers, cover up your hands, your ears, your nose if you can. That you will start to see the effects of frostbite on exposed fingers in as little as 30 minutes where you have poor circulation within the blood. So just keep that in mind. Let's take a look at our power outage map. Fortunately for us, we've had very little issues in that regard. It wasn't a big concern through the snow event. Now, as we get further into the event where we have like maybe 4 or 5 days below freezing, that can sometimes strain the grid. But we'll keep an eye on it. Right now, Xcel Energy confident that the lights are going to stay on. We did have a water main break, though, earlier this afternoon. This was over on the 1900 block of South Manhattan. Again, they're trying to get that fixed. Once that is repaired tonight, make sure that you let those faucets drip, because when those temperatures down there in the single digits with wind chills in the negatives, that water can freeze very fast. We're going to break down your full forecast in about 18 minutes. For now, we're going to get you back to the news.
Dealing with the dangerous cold, I'm Jose Alcala in Amarillo. I talked to Xcel about the challenge to meet the demand during the winter storm and what customers can realistically expect. Chester Brown with Xcel says crews are working around the clock to make sure the power stays on. Given the forecast for multiple days of single-digit temperatures and sub-zero wind chills, can you say with confidence that Xcel can keep the power on? And if not, what could customers realistically prepare for it?
Yeah, at the current models, we expect to be able to provide power throughout the event. Like I said, as long as it's just a snow event predominantly, we think that our grid is going to hold up very well for this storm.
In Amarillo, I'm Jose Alcala, ABC 7 News.
With the current winter storm making its way through the Texas Panhandle over the weekend, TxDOT is urging drivers to remain cautious on the roadways. Drivers should stay off the roads unless it's an absolute emergency during the winter weather event. For those that must be out on the roadways, TxDOT asks drivers to please slow down and allow yourself plenty of time to reach your destination. There are no new lane closures for the upcoming week at this time. The city of Amarillo continued their efforts on keeping the streets safe for those on the roadways during the winter storm. Crews reapplied a salt and sand mixture to streets across the city on Saturday in preparation of potential winter precipitation throughout the weekend. The street division crews are focusing first on major arterials, hospital routes, and areas prone to drifting snow. The winter storm impacted flights to and from Amarillo on Saturday. According to flyama.com/, there have been multiple delays and cancellations. Assistant Director of Aviation Thomas Oscarson said the airport's snow and ice control plan is in place, along with updated weather technology, de-icing equipment, and trained staff ready to respond. Airport officials also recommend travelers download their airline's mobile app to receive real-time updates on flight status. The city of Amarillo says a confirmed water main break occurred in the 1900 block of South Manhattan Street. Repair crews are working as quickly as possible despite the extremely cold temperatures. Crews will remain on site until repairs are complete, which is estimated to take 6 to 8 hours. Affected residents may wish to drip faucets once service is restored to help prevent freezing. The city of Amarillo says updates will be provided on their Facebook page as they become available.
This is Drew Powell with ABC 7 News. I'm in downtown Shamrock, just off of Highway 83, joined now by the fire chief here for the Volunteer Fire Department for Shamrock. Go ahead and talk about the current weather conditions right now. We got a little bit of snow last night, more coming in tonight and tomorrow.
Yes, that's right. We got about 2 to 3 inches of snow overnight. Temperatures around 10 degrees right now. It's wind chills down around 0. It's bitter cold so far. No ice, no major problems at this time.
And in the event that if we do lose power out here, talk to me about, there are some places that have generators, so if you start to get cold, you can go, there are some options.
Yes, the fire station here in Shamrock has a generator in the event that we lose power, that we can open up and put people in to get in and out of the cold.
Okay, all right. That's the latest here from Shamrock, as obviously, as you can see, a little bit of light snowfall starting to come back after we had a couple hours where it didn't snow. We are expecting a significant amount of snow tonight and in the morning AM hours on Sunday. Reporting from downtown Shamrock and Wheeler County, I'm Drew Bell, ABC 7 News.
Temperatures are continuing to drop here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Here where we are in downtown, you can see it's a little bit slicker now. It's been raining consistently in the early morning hours, and then at some point we saw some heavier snow, and then it turned back to ice. But all of this is now sitting here on the roads, and this is something similar that we're seeing throughout other parts of the city. And just to give you an example of what the sidewalks look like here in the downtown area, you can see the buildup that's occurred here. We were expecting ice always to be one of the major concerns here. We were possibly looking at forecasts of ice between 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch, and that is enough to break down tree branches and also damage power lines. And it's the power grid itself that's been a big topic of conversation, because fresh on the minds of many people is that storm from 5 years ago that left millions of people without power for days. More than 200 people died because of that power crisis. But Texas Governor Greg Abbott says that he believes that the power grid is strong enough to withstand this storm. Now, in terms of air travel, it's a whole other nightmare in terms of cancellations. More than 13,000 flights have already been canceled through Monday, and that's continuing to climb, especially as this storm continues shifting its pattern toward the east. In Dallas, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
As the winter storm continues to make its way through the U.S., reporters and meteorologists from across the region have updates on the conditions and what to expect over the weekend.
Chief Meteorologist Corbin Vogue is here in Amarillo, Texas, currently dealing with some moderate sleet-snow mix, expecting this to transition to fully snow later this afternoon. and this will continue overnight tonight until probably sunrise tomorrow morning. That's going to be coupled with extremely dangerous wind chills between 10 and 20 degrees below zero. That could allow for frostbite to set in as little as 30 minutes.
So far in Marble Falls, temperatures have dipped below freezing. We have now seen some ice accumulation around town, but it is relatively minor. We haven't really had any freezing rain or heavy freezing rain around it, mostly just a freezing drizzle. I did check some of the cars in the parking lot. There are a little bit of ice accretions, but nothing major just yet. But one thing that does show how cold it is here, if you look on the Colorado River, the temperatures in the water are not exactly warm, but they're way warmer than the temperature of the air. So as that cold air moves on top of the warm air, you get this fog effect, and it looks really, really cool in this temperature. And it's actually how lake effect snow forms. So whenever you get that really cold air moving over the water, you get that fog effect, and it looks like steam rising up from a really warm body of water.
I'm meteorologist Joe DiCarlo here in Kerrville, Texas, where we are under an ice storm warning until noon on Sunday. Behind me, you can see the flags whipping in the breeze. Those are strong northerly winds bringing in that chill. We're currently sitting in the mid-20s. Now, roads are dry. We're in a little bit of a lull precipitation-wise, but we do expect later on this evening and tonight to see freezing rain and sleet that will make traveling dangerous here across the Texas Hill Country.
I'm Phil Sterling here in North San Antonio near 1604 and 281. Take a look behind me. Conditions are a little bit foggy. As we drove up here, we saw some TxDOT trucks putting down brine. We've been told that around 3:30 to 4 we might see some freezing rain. That rain could end up on the streets. That's why those streets are being treated. That being said, those same officials are telling people to stay off the roads today if they don't have to be on them. Still, you can see quite a few cars out there, and any new updates we get on the weather or anything in North San Antonio, we'll keep you up to date on.
From the National Weather Desk, I'm Grant Palmer. We are in Oklahoma City right now where the wind is whipping and the snow is still falling. We are currently at the OG&E Coliseum where there's actually still a show going on tonight. The PRCA Rodeo is going on tonight at 7:30. Despite the snow coming down, despite the cold conditions, despite not favorable conditions on the road, the show is still going on tonight as the snow continues to fall and as it continues to accumulate on the roads, in the grass, you know, in people's houses, everywhere in the Oklahoma City metro. That is the latest from Oklahoma City. I'm Grant Palmer.
President Trump says he has been briefed on this weekend's winter storm. Trump says his administration is coordinating with state and local officials to respond to the inclement weather. He also stated FEMA is fully prepared to respond where the agency is needed. Weather officials are urging people to avoid travel if possible because of the expected hazardous conditions. More than half the country are preparing for heavy snow, ice, freezing rain, and frigid temperatures. ABC's Johnny Fernandez has more on what people can expect and the states that have already declared a state of emergency.
Residents from New Mexico to Maine are under alert for a massive winter storm. That storm is moving toward the Carolinas and then the Northeast. Boston and New York could experience a foot of snow.
This is a very dangerous combination of heavy snow and extreme cold temperatures.
Airlines are canceling flights, and on Sunday, the airports could be closed for hours. Karen Cummings beat the storm by grabbing an earlier flight from New York to Orlando.
I don't even want to have the anxiety of wondering if I'm going to get out tomorrow, so I just took that out of the equation. I booked my flight today.
Residents in the storm's path are being urged to stay off the roads.
I'm as prepared as I'm going to get, I guess. I mean, there's nothing we can do. It's coming.
AAA says if you're going to drive, make sure your vehicle is prepared and consider whether you really need to be on the road.
Give yourself plenty of time to get to your destination. You have one job, and that's really to get from point A to point B. So now you want to clear all your distractions in the car. Put the phone away. Don't worry about phone calls, text messages, and just focus.
President Trump says his administration is coordinating with local and state officials and is urging Americans to stay safe. Johnny Fernandez, ABC News, New York.
Good Saturday evening, everyone. We continue to track the band of snow that is inundating some areas with some heavy accumulation rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour. The heaviest snow is really confined to a narrow corridor. It's only about the width of a single county. There in Tulia, you guys are seeing some really large flakes, some very heavy snow at this hour. That's moving in the northeast direction towards Clarendon. Silverton, you guys kind of on the outer edge of that heavy band. Shamrock dealing with some heavy snow where Drew's at this evening. Childress has been seeing some moderate to heavy snow as well. This will continue probably overnight tonight, the entirety of tonight. You'll see snow in this general area. It's a bit more questionable as you get down the Highway 60 corridor, and that has to do with the dry air on the backside of this band. You can see Tucumcari probably even seeing the sunset this evening. We did see it there in text line, so there are some clear skies on the backside of this thing due to some dry air. We're going to flirt with the backside of this overnight tonight in Amarillo. It's possible we get maybe an hour or two of some moderate snow and then an hour or two where it's quiet, and that's why some of our totals here in the city may range quite a bit, especially from the northwest side of town to the southeast side of town. You may see a drastic change from maybe just 2 or 3 inches of accumulation tonight to as much as 4 or 5. It's going to make a significant difference depending on which side of town you live on. This is a live look in Friona. You can see that snow looks like it's let up a little bit, but definitely some good accumulations. We've got a really nice blanket on the ground, so any snow that continues to fall tonight should continue to add to those totals that you've already had. Same story over in Dimmitt. The visibility seems to be a bit lower. You're probably further into that heavier band of snow, and we could certainly see some significant amounts in parts of that area, as well as Childress. You can see that there's quite a bit of snow on the ground down there. It transitioned from sleet to snow at around 3:30 this afternoon, and we'll continue to see it snow overnight tonight into definitely at least the first half of the day tomorrow. This is over in Hereford. You can see they've got some snow also, kind of the same story, just a different location across the southeastern panhandle. Here's some of that very light snow over in Bushland. Again, you go about 15 miles northwest of here and you're outside of the band of snow, and it's just quiet conditions, just very cold out there. 5 degrees here in Amarillo, 2 up in Perryton. We did not get to 16 degrees today here in the Yellow City, so we are going to set a new record minimum high temperature. That record has been long-standing since 1960, and we're keeping an eye on if we can maybe break that record low temperature of -2, which has been in place for 132 years. Again, that one was set back before 1900, one that we'll have to watch closely. Here's your wind chills right now. Bitter cold out there, especially in the eastern half of the Texas Panhandle, where those wind chills are around 10 to 15 below zero. We're starting to get to that point where frostbite and hypothermia become issues when the wind chill is that low. Extreme discomfort if you're in areas where the wind chill is around 0 to 10 below. The outage map, pretty quiet. Maybe a few outages there in the Lubbock area and back into western Oklahoma, but none of the counties that we have are currently without power, so that's good for our residents here in the Panhandles and eastern New Mexico. That water main break again, we haven't heard on if it's been repaired completely yet. They are working on it, so again, just bear with us and bear with them. They're out there working in the frigid temperatures trying to get your water back. That's a problem that we'll probably have more commonly through the next day or two as those temperatures stay below freezing. Here's your lows for tonight. A lot of us are going to flirt with the 0-degree marker. We'll be in the single digits both above and below zero. Wind chills about 10 degrees colder than what you see on the map. Tomorrow night could be an even colder one, especially in the southeast where we got a lot of that snowpack for tonight that's expected. We could see temperatures range anywhere from about -3 to -10 in some areas down there. It's going to be probably record setting in most cases. The winter storm warning is going to continue until noon tomorrow. It might be allowed to expire a little bit earlier the further west you are as that snow clears away. We also have a winter weather advisory in the northwest, and then those cold weather advisories in light blue. The dark blue is where we have the extreme cold warning, which will continue not only through Sunday, but into Monday as well. So that's going to run for another 48 hours. Let's put your model to motion. Again, you can see it's done a very good job of where that band of snow is currently set up. As we get further into this evening, we'll see if it continues to backbuild and keep us inside of the accumulating snow here in Amarillo. You don't have to go far. Dumas, you guys will probably stay pretty quiet tonight, and then we'll see clearing skies by tomorrow morning. As we get into tomorrow night, this is something that we'll have to watch closely. There may be a subtle disturbance coming out of Colorado. This could add to some of the snowpack that we already have. I don't think it'll be much, but maybe a ½ inch to 1 inch of snow possible on Sunday night into Monday morning. And again, it won't be a whole lot, but some of us could maybe cash in on a little bit more moisture, and then that very, very cold start to the day on Monday. Let's take a look at your 7-day tracker. We are expecting those temperatures to gradually get above freezing on Tuesday for a couple of hours, and 47 is going to feel hot Thursday from where we've been today. And we are watching another system on Friday and Saturday. It looks like it'll be mostly just a cool down, but there is a low chance for some more snow before next weekend.
Exposure to extreme cold can be dangerous, even deadly. While everyone can be affected by low temperatures, those at highest risk include the elderly, young children, and those without a warm home. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on how to stay safe in extreme weather and the signs of cold-related health emergencies experts say everyone should know.
As the temperatures drop, the danger rises. In 2023, more than 1,000 people died in the U.S. due to excessive cold or hypothermia, with the highest percentage of deaths happening in January.
Your body becomes so cold, a lot of your bodily functions just can't function the way that they're meant to.
Dr. Carl Allenby with Cleveland Clinic says if you have to go out in extreme cold, dress properly. That includes a scarf or mask that covers the face and mouth, gloves, water-resistant boots, a hat, water-resistant coat, and several layers of loose-fitting clothing. Body parts most affected by frostbite are the nose, ears, toes, cheeks, chin, and fingers.
As the coldness progresses and the frostbite increases, you could have things like numbness. Your extremities could get very pale and then can get hardened as well as you continue to progress through that.
When the body loses heat faster than it can produce it, hypothermia can happen. That's when there's a life-threatening drop in body temperature below 95 degrees. In adults, symptoms include shivering, exhaustion, confusion, fumbling hands, memory loss, slurred speech, and drowsiness. In babies, signs could be bright red cold skin or very low energy. Allenby says 911 should be called immediately.
You're going to rely on bystanders who realize that somebody may not be acting right or that there's some sort of change in their mentation.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
For those in need of a safe shelter, when temperatures drop below 32 degrees, the Amarillo City Transit will provide free transportation from the nearest bus stop to shelters between 6:20 a.m. and 6:25 p.m. Daytime shelters include the park from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Guyon Saunders Resource Center, which opens at 7:30 a.m. and closes at 4 p.m., and Faith City Mission Day Room opening at 5:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. Nighttime shelters include the Salvation Army, which opens at 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m., Transformation Park Safe Space, which is open 24 hours a day, Faith City Mission Evening Shelters opens at 6 p.m., and the Code Blue Warming Station opens at 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. As the winter storm moves across the region, we want to see images of the snowfall in your area. Uploading them is easy to do. Photos and videos can be submitted through our website, abc7amarillo.com/chime in. Click Submit Content to get started, and thanks for sharing. If you don't have the Storm Surge 7 weather app on your phone or laptop, you should. You'll get notifications on winter storm warnings. There's an interactive radar so you can track the storm and see when it's expected to reach your city. See the current temperature and wind chill factor along with an hour-by-hour forecast and the future cast so you can see when this will all be over. Available wherever you get your apps.
Our height of the winter storm is coming through right now. It will continue into early Sunday morning. As much as 8 to 12 inches of snow possible in the South Panhandle.